It started in the 1950s. Cold War tension, military paranoia, and a question no one could shake. What if machines could think like us? Back then, artificial intelligence wasn't about chatbots or viral apps. It was about survival. The US government poured money, hardcore money, into research labs, hoping to create something that could outthink enemies, crack codes, and maybe, just maybe, solve problems faster than humans ever could. They didn't know it yet, but they were laying down the foundation for the most powerful tool of intelligence ever known to man. What began as a military experiment slowly evolved into something else entirely. And now, it's no longer locked in labs or hidden behind research papers. It's in your pocket, it's in your business. It's literally everywhere. This is a story of how AI is reshaping everything that we thought we understood about business, creativity, and now even leadership. Not someday, but right now. And if you want to survive, adapt, or lead in the next era, you better understand what's actually coming. You probably don't remember where you were when it happened, because it didn't happen all at once. AI didn't knock, didn't send an alert, it seeped in through the cracks. Quietly, calculated, invisible. It started with the small stuff, spam filters, search engine suggestions, things you didn't even notice, because they worked. Little algorithms trained on human behavior, nudging you into decisions that you thought were your own. The next video you watched, the product you didn't realize you needed, the sentence you didn't type, but the computer did for you. That was AI, already inside, already adjusting and learning your behavior. And it got more confident, started recommending your next show, started replying to your emails, fixing your grammar, scheduling your meetings, suggesting language that sounds more on brand. AI stopped being just a tool and started acting like your teammate, an invisible employee that never sleeps, never complains, and somehow knows more about your preferences than you do. You didn't ask for this. You didn't opt in. There was no pop-up saying, would you like to completely restructure your life around algorithmic predictions? You just woke up one day and it was here, shaping how you talk, how you shop, how you work, how you learn, even how you think. And now, AI isn't just helping us, it's watching us, learning from us, mimicking us, even competing with us. And business, the engine that needs families, fuels dreams, drives nations, it's all in the crosshairs. Because what AI wants most is optimization. And business is built on inefficiency people doing things slowly, manually, imperfectly, humanly. AI sees that and it starts calculating, how do I do this better? Faster proposals, automated outreach, instant market research, customer service that speaks 10 languages and doesn't take lunch breaks. Why would a company ever say no to that? Why would a boardroom choose you when they can choose software that doesn't sleep, doesn't negotiate, and doesn't even get tired? That's what makes this different. This isn't another tool, this is a force. This is evolution at light speed. AI doesn't wait for industries to adapt, it replaces them. And the craziest part, most people still think this is just hype. They still think AI is some lab experiment, a billionaire pet project, something for nerds and startups.
Intelligence will remake the workplace.
Women will be disproportionately impacted at work by AI.
10 Aussie jobs will be replaced by AI.
Michael Corbat, he had an interview in the Financial Times and basically said that he could cut tens of thousands of the US bank's call center jobs. In some respects, that's not a surprise. In other respects, that's not a good headline.
They don't see the shift. They don't feel the urgency. They think they're watching from the bleachers, when in reality, they're standing on the field, about to get run over. Because what's happening right now, this isn't a tech trend. It's not a product update. It's not even a digital revolution. It's a civilizational rewrite, a programming of how value is created, how problems are solved, how decisions can be made. Think about it. Every business in history has been built on one core principle: trade value for time. Your service, your skill, your insight, traded hour by hour, dollar by dollar. But AI doesn't trade time. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't wait. It scales instantly. That's what changes everything. Because now, for the first time ever, we created something that can generate value without us. And that means the leverage has shifted permanently. If you don't understand that, you're already operating in a world that no longer even exists. So no, this isn't about if AI will change business. That's already decided. That train has left. This is about who survives, who adapts, and who leads. Because the game isn't about keeping up anymore. It's about staying alive. And those who refuse to evolve will get eaten. So if you're running a business, this isn't optional. You don't get to ignore it. You don't get to wait and see. You're either ahead of it or you're the food. Let that sink in. This isn't a warning. This is the map. This is the fire. Let's go back a bit. Because if you want to understand what's coming, you have to understand how we always responded to what's new, how we underestimate it, mock it, dismiss it, right before it eats everything. Every time humanity's been handed a revolutionary force, we've responded the same way. We downplay it, we laugh at it, say it's a toy, we say it'll never work, we say it won't scale, we say it's for the tech people, and then it redefines the entire world. Electricity, when it was first introduced to the public, people were terrified of it. They thought it would kill them in their sleep. They believed gaslight was safer. They called it unnatural. And now, they're using it to power every device you're watching this on. The internet in the 90s, most CEOs treated it like a fad. A virtual newspaper, they said. No one's gonna buy shoes on a screen. People want to feel what they're buying. That was the boardroom logic. One guy even said, we already have a fax machines. Why would we need websites? And now, try running a business without it. And here we are again. Same story, different disguise. This time, it's AI though. And people are making the same mistakes. They see it as hype, as dangerous, as premature, as something other people will deal with later. But here's what makes this different. This isn't electricity, it's not the internet, it's not a car or a phone or even a tool, because tools wait for you to pick them up. AI doesn't wait. It watches, it learns, and it evolves. AI isn't just another utility, it's a mirror. It reflects us, our biases, our ideas, our patterns, our weaknesses. But it doesn't just mirror us, it studies us, it trains on us, and then it improves beyond us. You think AI is a tool? No, it's a mind, a worker that never sleeps, a strategist that never burns out, a creative that never gets stuck, a researcher that never forgets, a builder with infinite input and zero ego. We are training machines on the sum total of human history, on books, videos, podcasts, conversations, search data, purchase history, tone of voice, intent, literally everything. And these systems don't just memorize, they synthesize. They generate the reason. They connect dots we never even see. This isn't automation anymore. It's not just, hey, AI, schedule a meeting. This is augmentation, acceleration. This is something that doesn't just assist your business, it can outperform your entire team if you're not moving fast enough. We've entered a moment where the slowest part of your business is the part that's still human. And if that human part doesn't evolve, it will get replaced. Think about your operation. Whether you're solo, freelancing, consulting, coaching, or even managing a team of 10, 100, 10,000, every part of your workflow is being outpaced by tools that didn't even exist 6 months ago. Let that sink in. Not 6 years, 6 months. There are marketing platforms writing ads, headlines, landing pages faster than your whole content team can. Customer support bots that resolve tickets in 20 seconds across 5 different languages. AI recruiters that vet hundreds of resumes in a minute and rank them more fairly than a tired HR manager. Design tools that generate full branding packages with 3 inputs. Coding assistants that fix bugs before you even know they exist. Financial AIs that analyze risk, track spending, forecast cash flow with 0 human input. This isn't the future. This is right here, right now. So if you're thinking, I'm not technical, that doesn't apply to me, you've already lost, because it's not about being technical, it's about being aware. It's about being adaptive. It doesn't care if you're creative or analytical, it cares about input. And if you're still stuck trying to run a 2025 company on a 2015 framework, you're not gonna make it. The world is not waiting for you to get comfortable. The machine doesn't slow down for the people who don't like change. It just keeps moving. And the gap between those who understand it and those who ignore it is getting wider every single day. You wanna know what happens to businesses who hesitate during revolutions? They become examples, cautionary tales, case studies for what not to do. And you're not gonna read about them in 10 years. You're gonna scroll past them next week when their layoffs go viral, when their revenue tanks, when they're acquired by a competitor using half their resources and 5 AI tools you've never heard of. So here's the real question. Are you leveraging that machine, or are you ignoring it until it replaces you? Let's talk jobs. Let's talk about reality, not theory, not headlines, not the stuff people say in interviews. I'm talking about the actual pressure people are feeling right now at work, in meetings, in their inboxes, even in their calendars. Because every time AI makes the news, someone dusts off that same lazy line. It's coming for your truck drivers. And yeah, maybe it is. Maybe 10 years from now, 18-wheelers are running coast to coast with no humans behind the wheel. But let me be crystal clear. That's not where it started. That's not where it's hitting hardest. That's not the real story. Because the first wave didn't hit the factories. It didn't hit the roads, it hit the offices. It came for the white-collar professionals, the ones who spent their careers thinking they were safe because their jobs were intellectual, creative, managerial. Because AI can never replace thinking right. Well, guess what? AI thinks, and it thinks faster than you, cheaper than you, more consistently than you, and it doesn't even take breaks. It doesn't get tired, it doesn't clock out, it doesn't miss deadlines, it doesn't ask for raises, take PTO, or need a mentor. And it's not coming, it's already here. AI is already winning agency pitches, already writing sales scripts, already designing brand decks, already drafting strategy documents, already building full stack websites, already doing creative work that used to take teams of 10 and cutting it down to 1 person and a prompt. So if you think this isn't about you, you're not paying attention. If you think you're too creative to be replaced, you're absolutely delusional.
Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're exploring downtown Manhattan. Let's go! Downtown Manhattan is such a vibrant and diverse part of the city. This right here is One World Trade Center. It's an iconic landmark and a symbol of strength and resilience.
Because the most replaceable people in this world are the ones who thought they weren't. And here's the part that stings. It's not slowing down, it's not plateauing, it's not leveling off, it's compounding. Every time AI completes a task, whether that's writing copy, drafting code, or generating imagery, it doesn't just move on, it learns. It gets better, more efficient, more accurate, more aligned with the results it's being trained on. This is the exponential pressure. This is the system that improves by the hour. Every prompt sharpens it, every mistake polishes it, and every interaction evolves it. And if you're out here trying to beat it manually with the same slow workflow, the same 5-person approval process, the same old software stack from 2018, you're going to lose. So what the hell do you do with that? How do you compete with something that doesn't eat, sleep, or stop? You don't try to outcode it. You don't try to outright it. You don't try to out-hustle it. You lean into what makes you human. You double down on vision, on intuition, on emotional intelligence. You become a conductor instead of a contributor. You orchestrate it, you delegate it. You build systems on AI like an architect that builds cities around rivers. You stop thinking of it as a competitor and start thinking of it as a lever, a multiplier, a weapon. Look, AI can write a killer caption, but it doesn't know why your brand exists. It can generate a beautiful website, but it doesn't know what your customer is terrified of. It can spit out 100 hooks, but it doesn't know your origin story, your conviction, your why. Only you do. You know how to feel. You know how to lead. You know how to adapt. You protect. That's why you develop. That's what makes you irreplaceable. So no, AI isn't here to replace you unless you keep pretending it's not real, unless you ignore it, unless you fall asleep at the wheel while your competitors are building entire operations on top of it. The winners in the next area, they won't be the ones working 80 hours a week. They won't be the ones pumping out more tasks. They'll be the ones who know how to think bigger, move faster, and design smarter systems. They'll be the ones who delegate to the machine and elevate themselves, who stop solving small problems and start building massive levers, who orchestrate instead of micromanage. And if you're one of those people still saying, I don't need AI, I've got a team for that, cool, but someone with half your budget and 5 prompts might outbuild your entire department by next month. So here's the split that's already happening in real time. The business world is breaking into, on one side, people building with AI, on the other, people getting bulldozed by it. You wanna survive? Orchestrate. Use AI like your second brain. Use it like a creative engine. Use it like a tactical weapon. Use it like it's your superpower. Let's zoom out for a second, because what we're dealing with right now, it's not just another software update. It's not just a new product category. It's not just a trend. It's not new tech. It's a new species of capability. It doesn't just process. It doesn't just react. It remembers. It interferes. It adapts. And that changes everything. With every previous wave of technology, there were limits. The internet needed someone to code it. Mobile needed someone to design for it. Cloud needed someone to manage it. But AI starts doing these jobs by itself. It doesn't just wait for inputs. It learns from them, then it acts on them. Then it rewrites the system that created them. This isn't just another tool in the toolbox. This is a living, evolving layer of intelligence being baked into every fabric of how business runs. It's not just fast. It's starting to feel personal. Not because it cares, it doesn't, but because it listens, it tracks, it anticipates. It knows your writing style, your tone, your process, your brand. And once it's seen enough of your work, it starts filling in the blanks before you even speak. And that's what makes it different from every other wave we've ever seen. Electricity made things run. The internet made things connect. AI makes things think. It's like we've given birth to a new class of digital intelligence. Not conscious, but aware. Not emotional, but responsive. Not creative in the human sense, but creative in the practical, scalable, tactical sense. And business is its playground. Imagine this for a second. You've got a team of 10. Now imagine giving each of them a personal assistant that completely knows everything they've ever worked on. Never sleeps, never forgets, has access to every piece of content you've ever created. Can draft, design, edit, and deploy in seconds. And it gets better every time they use it. That's not science fiction. That's this quarter. That's where we're heading. And in some teams, they're already there. Entire businesses will be built with AI at the center, not as a tool, as the core operating system. AI first processes, AI managed pipelines, AI augmented leadership. We're already seeing it. Customer service bots that solve 10x the volume with 1/10 of the staff. Product teams using AI to A/B test 100 different variations before lunch. Logistics departments running 24/7 optimizations on supply chain without any human input. AI CEOs, not here yet, but you think that's far off? Keep watching. Most people aren't seeing this because they're still looking for permission, still waiting for it to show up on their app store, still asking, is this the future? No, this is the present. The difference is some people saw it early, others are sleeping through it. And if you're an entrepreneur right now, this is the most unfair advantage you will ever have in your career, point blank. Because for once in history, knowledge is not the bottleneck. The internet already broke that. If you want to learn, the information is there. Now, execution is the bottleneck. Who can move fastest? Who can adapt? Who can build, test, and ship in hours, not months? That's the new game. And AI makes execution instant. It eliminates friction, it removes excuses, it turns ideas into output without layers of delay. Think about how much of your business is slowed down by processes, by approvals, by formatting, by meetings, by rework. Now imagine eliminating all of that. AI is doing that right now for the teams who have figured out how to plug it in. So this isn't about whether you understand AI. This isn't about tech. This is about leverage at a level that the world has never seen before. And the only question that matters right now is this: how much of it are you actually using? Because someone else out there with half your experience, half your team, and a working AI stack probably outproducing you right now. The difference between winners and losers in this next chapter isn't intelligence. It's not talent. It's not connections. It's who knows how to orchestrate leverage, who knows how to turn AI into compounding output, who knows how to make speed their advantage, and who's still clinging to the past like it's gonna come back. Let's talk about legacy companies, the ones that have been around for decades, the ones with 400 managers and 4,000 reasons why they can't change right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Too big to pivot, too slow to adapt, too proud to admit that the world has moved on without them. They've got the brand name, the market share, the fancy downtown office, the boardrooms full of suits, but you know what they don't have? Speed. And guess what? AI doesn't care. It doesn't care about your reputation. It doesn't care about your Fortune 500 ranking. It doesn't care how long you've been in business. It doesn't care about how many awards you've won or how many strategic partnerships you've landed. What AI cares about is one thing: how fast can you learn? That's the new metric. Not headcount, not valuation, feedback loop velocity. Because in this new era, the speed at which you can adapt is more valuable than how much capital you raise. It's more valuable than your resume. It's more valuable than your press kit. It's more valuable than all the white papers and brand equity in the world. Why? Because speed isn't just nice to have anymore. It's survival. The companies that thrive in the new world won't be the ones with the biggest budget. They'll be the ones that can process signals from noise faster. The ones who can test ideas today instead of talking about them for 6 months. The ones who can roll out a new product line in 10 days because they're using AI to build the prototype, write the copy, design the funnel, and respond to customer feedback in real time. That's the unfair advantage. And startups, they're already using it. Solo founders are integrating products with AI co-pilots while the legacy team is still scheduling the kickoff meeting. Startups are building and testing brand strategies in 24 hours. They're spinning up MVPs in a weekend, testing pricing models overnight, deploying entire marketing campaigns with 10 lines of prompt, while the legacy players are arguing about font sizes in a damn PDF. It's not a fair fight, let's be honest. It's not supposed to be. This is creative destruction. And AI is the flamethrower. It's not here to ask you for permission. It's here to burn down inefficiency, bureaucracy, and that ego. It's here to reward the builders, the doers, the ones who ship first and optimize later. But here's the good news. This is also the greatest equalizer in human history, because for the first time ever, you don't need capital to win. You need curiosity, you need execution, you need hunger, and you need a system. You don't need to outspin the competition, you need to out-test them, outthink them, outship them, outlearn from them faster. Because AI lets you test like crazy, ship like crazy, ideate like crazy, and when you combine that speed with clarity, with strategy, with real brand conviction, you're untouchable. So if you're still clinging to that old way of doing things, ask yourself something real. Are you protecting tradition, or are you hiding from the transformation? Because legacy doesn't mean dead, but if you treat legacy like a shield instead of a launch pad, you're done for. Right now, there are people building $1 million products in weeks, writing code with AI, testing features overnight, designing brand assets in minutes, handling customer support without hiring, and deploying at a speed that legacy companies can't even comprehend. What's used to take 10 people now takes 2. What used to take a year now takes 30 days. What used to feel impossible now feels like a weekend project. That kind of compression, that kind of time collapse, that's a death sentence for slow company. That's the market saying, we're moving on, Keep up or get out of the way. And it's a wake-up call for every founder, every executive, every team still doing business like it's 2015. Here's the truth. AI isn't knocking anymore. It's already inside the building. It's already changing how value is created, how teams operate, how businesses grow. The old rules, they're gone. The old pace, too slow. The old mindset, completely irrelevant. This isn't about hype. This is about leverage. Who's smart enough to use it? So if you're still clinging to how things used to work, understand this. The world doesn't wait, neither will the market. You've got two options now. Use AI like a superpower or get left behind those who do. The game has changed. Now the question is, can you? So guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button and I will see you on the next one. Love ya. Peace.